Sorry. You should be able to unmute now. Okay.
I can now. Hello, everybody. Happy Wednesday. Good to see you. My partner in crime likes to play tricks on me, you know, and so she took all the tools away from me and I couldn't unmute myself. Sue, I was saying, how are you doing? I had a great time. I enjoyed you guys being in Destin. I hope we get to see you in Las Vegas. So if the recordings in Renew You, if anybody's in our company, I know a lot of people on here are. We had I thought was a special call yesterday with a group of people in with Chalk Talk. So the live is up in Renew You. You could actually go watch it and make sure you're getting your flyer up because we're going to celebrate you. But the word for today is gumption. But we have a special person before we start, and we're going to sing happy birthday to this lady. She's near and dear to my heart, and that is Miss Sandy McFarland. Sandy McFarland out of Hot Springs, Arkansas. It is her birthday today. I want to tell you, I've spent time dodging tornadoes with Sandy. I have spent time in her home. I know the color of her carpet in her house, and she's just a dear friend. And we love you, Sandy, and we're going to sing happy birthday to you because you will never forget all these beautiful words, all these voices coming out of the coach's corner. So here we go. Gumption is the word today. Screwed or spirited initiative or resourcefulness, courage, ambition. And as soon as I read this definition, I went, would people say that about me? Would people say that about you? Do you have gumption based on the definition? Shrewd, spirited, resourcefulness, courage, ambition, like the ability to decide what is the best thing to do in a particular situation. How many of you does a name come to mind when you think about when the word gumption, when you think about the ability to decide what is the best thing to do in a particular situation? Here's where I see this vision. I'm out on a trail and there's 6 different ways to go. Who's the person that comes to mind that you go, hey, which way do we go here? And the person says, go here. And you feel confident in the direction you're headed. Do you have somebody in your life that's that person? That's just when a decision needs to be made, they step in and make it. Okay. Are you that person? Are you that person that the people think of you that way? Those people are people of gumption. And I come across this quote that says, you can be spunky. Like just spunk is not enough. You've got to have gumption to thrive. Would you agree with that? You got to have gumption to thrive. And so the word gumption really makes me think of courage, but also combined with enthusiasm. Like your resourcefulness, you have moxie. Gumption is refusing to allow the world to say no to you. You know, it's refusing to allow the world to say no. Are you that person? That where you're headed somewhere and you're focused and you're going and you hit a roadblock, do you start looking for alternatives to get around that roadblock, but there's no retreat to you? The world's not going to say no to you. You're going to figure out around it, under it, over it. You might have to bring in an army behind you to help you through it. But here's the deal. You're going to win. You're determined. That's gumption. And here's what it allows us. When we got gumption, when we're filled with gumption, we go after big, audacious goals more. We get back up after falling. People that have gumption are going to fall. They're going to swing at the fence and miss. They're going to shoot a game-winning shot, and it's going to rim, go out, in and out the rim. But here's what they're going to do. They're going to get back up. They're going to go after the next win. They're going to shoot the next shot. They want the ball when the buzzer sounds to go after it again. That's what a person of gumption does. They keep saying, yes, I can achieve my dreams. Not, well, I'm 55 years old, or I'm 70 years old, or I'm too young. They're like, no. I got my dreams. I got where I'm going, and the world's not going to tell me no. I'm going to go get it. And they have two more. Obstacles are a part of the journey. People that have gumption go, you know what? I already know there's going to be things. Listen, I was so ticked yesterday. So when I'm reading Gumption, I got to be honest with you. I'm reading this, and I had a direction I was going yesterday, and it didn't go my way. And I was ticked half the day because I couldn't move forward because I was waiting on other things to take place. And so I'm like, it's not going my way. I'm ticked. And then I read this about gumption, and I'm like, hey, Brent, newsflash. When you're out trying to thrive, obstacles are going to happen. Take a big, deep breath and know, hey, you're winning, buddy. That's why the obstacles are coming up. If you're not winning, if you're just sitting at home on attack, there's no obstacles to that. There's no obstacles. And so it was a great learning lesson for me this morning. And in the last is gumption allows us to have the will to bear discomfort, but keep our eyes on the prize when things get tough. Keep the eyes on the prize. So, Andrew, I'll turn it to you. Great word this morning. I looked at it and I went, ooh, this is a hard one. It's a little bit of a tough one. But for me, I can say this, it was a solid word. It was good for me.
I thought it was a great one. This was a word out of Andrea's brain. So sorry about that, Coach. I thought it was a hard one too, but I loved it. So hopefully this brings some value. But I found two quotes that I fell in love with. First of all is everything will come in due course if you have the gumption to wait for it. And I think about so many times in my life, kind of what Coach was saying, where I want something, but then I didn't have the gumption to wait for it or to work for it. I just got blown off course. And then I love this one. This came from a blog, but written by a gentleman named Scott Young. And I like the way he said it. He said, if I had to define gumption myself, I'd say that it's a combination of boldness and enthusiasm. It means taking initiative, not because you're immune to fear or dripping with confidence, but simply because you don't buy into all the socially programmed reasons to hold yourself back. And I thought, ooh, socially programmed, like I'm not, oh, you know what? I really am. And we could dig into that. Probably Coach will probably hear all about it later today when I call him with a little rant. But I just thought about so many things in our life that we are programmed of the I can't or I need, right? I can't do that because I'm too young or too small or too big or too whatever. Or the flip side is I need this in order to. So I've got to go, shop. I'm lack. And I just thought that was really, really powerful. But like Coach said, we heard that gumption is courage plus resourcefulness plus common sense. And it's like, oh, well, as I said, I'm not the one you're going to follow for directions, but I can absolutely develop more gumption. So that's what I looked into. Like, this sounds like a great trait to have. How do we get it? So first of all, we have to learn to benefit from our mistakes. None of us are perfect. I think y'all are really swell and you're so close, but we're all going to make mistakes. but we can absolutely learn to benefit from them. And I picture, is it Bob Ross that does the painting where he says his happy little accidents, where it's like all of a sudden it's a bird or something in the painting. And we can absolutely do that from our mistakes as well. So one of the ways that we can do that, and what was suggested, was every single night when you go to bed, look at your mistakes. So think about your day. What mistakes did I make? Were they big or were they small? And then at the time, I thought it was the right decision to make or the right course to take because, right? So when, I accidentally did whatever, at the time I thought it was good. And here's the reasons why. Now, as I'm reflecting, it seems like there could have been a more effective way, or I got off course for whatever reason. So talk to yourself a little bit about what the better choice would have been. And then the next time, the last thing you can talk to yourself about is the next time I'm in a situation like this. So the next time, my kids are driving me nuts and I fly off the handle, or the next time, I don't know, I trip over the dog, whatever it may be, right? The next time I can do a little bit better. And here are the things that I will do that are better next time. And just by working through that mental process, we are going to grow our gumption. Next, people with gumption also acknowledge the things that they did well that day. So when you're having that mental checklist, this isn't beat yourself up before you go to bed. It's go to the flip side too and analyze all the things that you did that day that were great. Makes me think of Tammy Maltby when she jumped on here and she talked to us about her win book. So when you're going to bed at night and you're listing the things that you're grateful for, also take a moment to list the things that you did right. So you spoke with respect, or you made the calls, or you did the things that you were supposed to do, and give yourself a little pat on the back, because that helps you do better the next day. Number 3 is that I've got to go fast. Did I talk a lot or did you talk a lot? I don't know. Increase your motivation. So how do we increase our motivation to keep going? Well, figure out why your goal is important to you. So we talk about our whys on here all the time, but take the time to ask yourself, how am I going to benefit from this? If I'm going to continue, how is it going to benefit me? How is it going to benefit my family? How is it going to benefit my community? And why was I so originally motivated to do this? If you remind yourself, you can keep going. Number 4 is become more resourceful. So, engage in that creative problem solving, brainstorm alternatives, take a different perspective, leverage your network, be curious, be playful. All of those things will help us create more gumption. And then be persistent. We all know what that means. Become more courageous. So my motto, you guys know this, feel the fear and do it anyway. We're all scared at times. Every single one of us. We get scared of little things. I get scared of little things. We get scared of big things, but feel the fear and do it anyway. We've probably read, all of us, that courage isn't the absence of fear. It's feeling it and keep going no matter what. And then lastly, I'll end with this, is fake it till you make it. So sometimes we just have to pretend that we have the confidence to keep going. We have to pretend that we have that drive and that motivation or whatever it may be, and just fake it. And that will allow us to continue until we make it. So thank you for this one, Coach. I thought it was a good word.
This was a great word today. Great word today. Guys, we love you. We appreciate you. And it's time to sing to Miss Sandy McFarland. Sandy, have the best day ever out there, okay? Happy
birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, Sandy. Happy birthday to you.
Good.
Thank you all.
Happy birthday, girl.
Birthday,